Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Yes, we did. We went and got one. With that comes a nice bag. We've added strap. Obviously, with wild camping, hiking, through hikes, etc., etc., you don't really want to be carrying another bag, to be fair. However, it is nice the fact that it comes with one, let's be honest. But yeah, when you're doing all that other stuff that we all like doing, it's probably best to try and figure out. Well, to be fair, either take the straps off and see if you can fit this in, or I don't know, can you take the straps off? No, you can't take the straps off. Find out if you can fit this in your bag. If not, like have it hanging on the outside, maybe. I don't know. If not, then you'll have to find another way of trying to fit this in the bag. But that is entirely up to you. So, what's in the bag? You'd like to think there's a drone. So, first things first. Here it is, the DJI Mini 4K. This has its own model number, which is MT2SD. Not that anyone really goes on that model number, they just see it as a DJI Mini 4K. It has a high definition, ultra high definition camera, I should say, sorry. It weighs under 249 grams, so it is a light bit of kit. I don't want to throw it up and down, but you get the gist of it. It has 3-axis gimbal stabilization for the camera. It's got its protective cover on, but if you get one, you'll see the camera anyway. You might just be able to see it through there. There you go. Took this protective cover off earlier, so be warned if you do get one, when you're taking the protective cover off, it has got a little lip there that you can pull up. But when I took it off earlier, I thought I broke the camera already, so be careful when you take these on. It has a 10-kilometer video transmission, so you can go a fair distance, to be fair. I mean, any of you that have run 10 kilometers, you'll know how far that is if you put it in a straight line. That's what this can do. It has auto return. So if you do go too far or the battery starts dying and stuff like that, it will auto return to home. So if you're not that up to date on your acronyms, or you're not very good with acronyms, it will have an RTH setting, which stands for return to home, if you want to know that. It is 38 kilometers per hour wind resistance. Okay, so in old money, that is 23 mile an hour. But when you're 700 feet up, that is pretty darn good, to be fair. Especially for like what they class as a beginner's drone, really, which is what this is. I mean, I say beginner's drone, it is a decent bit of kit, to be fair. Brushless motors enhance power and allow takeoff at altitudes of up to 4,000 meters as well. So if you find yourself up there, this is still good to go. This drone is beginner friendly. Like I said, it has got a GPS return to home setting, one-tap takeoff and landing. Also with the app, it has got in-app learning resources as well. So if you want to read up on them before you start using it, then download the app and then get on the learning resources as well. This drone can also do an array of professional shots with the likes of, we've not done this yet, by the way, so don't expect to see these on the test flight that we did. Our test flight was very basic. We didn't want to push our luck, to be fair, because it's our first time ever using one of these drones. So baby steps for us, I'm afraid. We have got the test footage, by the way, which we're going to put on after this. So the professional videos you can use on this is the Helix, Droney, Rocket, Circle, and Boomerang. Decent names. Can't say I know what they do because I've not done them yet, but I hope to use some of them when I'm out wild camping or through hiking and stuff like that. But as you've seen on my other videos, I've never had a drone, so this is going to open up a whole world of enjoyment for me and make the videos look even better, hopefully. But believe me, I am no pro at this yet. I am beginner novice, but we all need to start somewhere. So that's the drone. Let me take the belt off first, sorry. So that's the protective belt, so that protects the blades. And I'll just pull the arms out. So there's your top two arms. Now this threw me off because my old drone, which was CAC, by the way, that's why I never used it on any of my videos. Usually these arms here come out like these do. So I was slightly tugging on these, which wasn't good, but they actually fold down and out. So just in case you're unaware of that and you've had past drones where they just still come out of the side, these actually fold down and out. But there you go, that's the drone. There's the back, there's the where you put the memory card and where you can charge, and then just under this sticker, which we've kept in for the minute, your battery's just there. That's the top. Spin around at the front, obviously the camera's there. This is the protective case, which I'd highly recommend keeping. Don't bin it when you took it off. And then underneath you've got the LED. So when, say for example, when your battery's running low and it returns to home, that will be flashing red. It's this little bit here. There is your on button, and there's your battery indicator lights. And then when you finish using it, obviously just fold them back in. Make sure all the blades are back where they're supposed to be. And then you get your protective belt. They do all have these little stickers on, which tell you what to do with these little certain aspects. So you put your protective belt on, top bit goes on there, so on the underside of the drone that is, and it goes around and clips in just there, and then all the blades should be wedged underneath that belt. So that's the top, and that's the bottom. So you can see the blades underneath the belt there, and that's your drone protected then. So that's the drone. This is the remote. So there's your remote. As you can see, you've not got a built-in display screen, which some DJIs do have. All you need to do, download the app firstly, because that will be your screen. Pull this up and then slot your phone in there. Obviously it has got a bit of a spring onto it, so depending on how wide your phone is, you can adapt it. In there, I don't know if you can see that, there we go. In there you've got your USB connections or USB-C connections, whatever it is. You can tell which one goes in the drone because it's got like a little, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there you go. So that bit there with the little indent on it, that's the bit that plugs into your drone, and then that one goes into your phone. We've got the Android connection. You can get an iPhone connection, which comes in this, and I'll show you that when I get into that bit. There's your record button or photo button. This is your pan up and down little roller thingy. That's what you'd call that. And then on the front, obviously these are where your joysticks go. Joysticks aren't attached at the minute. They're actually tucked away in the bottom safely. That's just a safety precaution. So if you do leave them on, you put them in your bag and then you potentially might snap them. So you unscrew them and then put them on there. So on here, you've got your return to home button. And then your toggle switch there, which is Cine. It says Cine, normal or sport. Obviously when we did the test flight, we were on normal. We haven't tested Cine or sport yet. So that's a TBC on that one. Clearly your on button there. That's your camera button. And then you got your function button there. And then these four are your battery indicator lights. And that's it for your drone. Pretty bog standard basic, but it does the job. I'll just take out one of the, so that's your, be careful because they are small, but that just screws in. Ooh, bit awkward doing it that way, but yeah, that just screws in there, and then that's your, see, all right, and then it screws out again when you finished using it, and then it slots in. Just put it there in place on the bottom like that, safe and sound, so you don't lose them then. All right, they are in quite tight. I've not put that one back in properly. But yeah, they are in quite tight, so they're not going to go anywhere. I forgot to mention that's your charging port there. That's your remote. Inside the bag, so in the top pocket, this doesn't come pre-packed, by the way. You have got to sort it all out yourself. So there's your charger cable. I've no doubt you've got countless charger cables at home, so more the merrier. And it is a US. Is that USC? I'm pretty sure that's USC. You get 6 spare blades and a spare screwdriver to obviously install the blades. And then this here is your, yeah, see, there you go. That's your iPhone adapter. So when I showed you the top of the controller, obviously you unplug the Android one, both sides, and then you put that side, which has got the, you can't really see it there, but there's a little indent there which highlights it's the drone, the bit that goes into the drone and stays in the controller, sorry. And then that one goes into your iPhone. So yeah, you get 12 blades in total. So you get a fair few, to be fair. And that's it. That's your bag and your drone and your controller and all sorts. And it comes, like I said, in this nice little bag here. Like I keep saying, we did do a test flight about an hour and a half before I did this video. It is a basic test flight, just to see what the footage was like, how clear it was, how responsive the drone was, testing the return to home. So yeah, it was very basic, but I'll show you the footage right now.